the inflatable screen. So let's talk about what is inside of the bag with the inflatable screen. Inside the bag you should find an air pump, tie-down kit, the screen itself, and the carrying bag. Another part that you might also need would be an extension cord. It doesn't have to be a thick one or a long one, just one big enough for your needs. So the first thing that you want to do is clear out yourself a workspace, wherever it is that you're going to assemble the inflatable screen, whether it's going to be outside or inside. Just clear out the space, make sure it's well swept, that there's no sharp objects on the ground, no stickers. If you have to, if you're outside and you don't have a way to avoid stickers, try using a tarp to keep the inflatable screen from being punctured. All right, inside of the pump box, you'll find the pump itself, a filling hose, and several nozzles. It should come already pre-installed with the nozzle that you need to inflate the pump. If not, it is just a twist on and twist off nozzle. All right. We will be filling the bag. So the side or the port that we will need to attach the fill nozzle to is going to be closest to the on and off switch. So go ahead and install that. And again, it is just insert, twist, and it locks into place. All right, so once I've cleared out my space for the inflatable screen, let's go ahead and unroll it. Pay attention to how it is rolled up, so that way whenever you go to close it out or to put it back, you know which way it is that it is unfolded. And in this particular one, here's the fill port. I'm going to go ahead and turn this around because my pump is on that side. So I'm going to roll this back together. Right. So once I have it all spread out, locate the fill port, twist off the cap, and then insert the fill nozzle into the fill port. Again, it'll be a keyed fill port where you'll find the right way to insert it and then twist, and it locks into place. Once it's locked into place, go ahead and turn on the air pump. You will notice that the pump will make a very different growling sound whenever it is full. That would be your cue to turn off the pump and quickly disconnect the fill port from the fill hose. The air will not leak out of the fill port. It has a stop to keep that from happening. But as you can see, if you do not take the fill hose out of the fill port quick enough, you will lose some pressure. So let's listen for it again, and then quickly remove it when we hear the growl of the motor. All right, it's just a quick motion of removing it, and then put the fill port cap back in. At this point, your projection screen is inflated. And can be easily moved into your location. There. And there you have it. It is inflated. Now, if it is outside, you have the options of using stakes or sandbags to tie it down. There are tie-down hooks or tie-down eyelets on the inside and outside of the feet. And you just stake it down to make sure that it doesn't blow away. All right, so after you're done using the inflatable screen, the process to take it down and to fold it back up is just the opposite of how you inflated it. So the first thing that you'll do with your pump, you will reverse the flow to where now it'll be sucking air out. Locate the fill port, take off the fill port cap, insert the nozzle into the fill port and lock it down. As you can tell, some of the air is already evacuating. To make sure you get the most air out of it possible so you can fold it back up, go ahead and turn on the motor and suck the air out. Halfway through the process, fold up this leg to push air out of it. And then attempt to evacuate as much air out of it as possible so you can fold it back up into the size that it needs to fit back into the carrying bag. Then start at the end that does not have the fill port and roll it towards the fill port to push any remaining air that's left in the inflatable screen towards the fill port. And then once at this spot, go ahead and try to evacuate as much air as possible. Replace the fill port cap. Be sure to replace the hose with all of its connectors back into the box, as well as the pump. And then once you have all the pieces in the carrying bag, tie it up, and it's ready to go. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to drop a comment down below, or you can contact us on our Facebook page or on our website. Thank you for using Locked and Loaded Training Center for all your training needs.